The Audit AI Agent. Hello, everyone. This is David Maxwell. I think a lot of people are thinking about how do we create an audit AI agent. So this is a theoretical framework in which we would put together the tools and the Audit AI Agent, a theoretical framework. Thanks for listening. This is David Maxwell. I'm a consultant with Microsoft Dynamics Business Central for 20 years. And everyone's coming at AI agent building from a different angle. Mine is from an ERP perspective. And what happens, of course, in the ERP world is that there is an annual audit. So the idea here is that what can we do with AI that would enhance the ability to do an audit of the books? I think many people are thinking about this, whether you're coming from an accounting firm, you are trying to do a pre-audit prior to the auditors coming into your company, or if you are a IT professional trying to pull and synthesize all the component parts to get it to work. So basically, you need some core information to process an audit. And that would be general concepts such as your GAAP accounting rules, or if you're in Europe or elsewhere, an IFRS accounting rules. You also need your client's accounting data for a given fiscal year that you're evaluating. And you also could benefit from if you're an accounting firm, you could benefit from your accounting firm data, or you could benefit your past year data if you are doing pre-audit. But this is what the AI agent needs in order for it to compile and synthesize that information and make some sense of it. And then, of course, once it does that, it gives you some meaningful auditing results. So again, this is more or less a metaphor here, where you see a combine that's digesting or harvesting the information into its, and the combine is basically your AI agent, and you're getting audit results. Now, you as the user of this AI agent are prompting the AI agent. So you're like the driver in the driver's seat that is asking questions of the information. Now, with some AI agents, the AI agent could be actually sitting at and driving. And these are autonomous AI agents, and we're hearing more and more about orchestrating AI agents, which one AI agent passes on to another AI agent to do work. I'm not going to get that complicated, but that just takes the metaphor a little further. So really building this AI agent has some component parts. So if we're taking this combine example a little further, first you need kind of prompt it and tell the AI agent who it is. It needs to know I am a combine. And then as a user of the AI agent would do some prompting, such as drive or stop. Now we have tools inside the AI agent. The tools will, gas on the foot pedal, brake foot pedal. It knows about these things, and it will also have resources that allow it to work. And then the response is motion. Now, the three of these things put together, prompt, tools, and resources, are often known as the component parts of MCP. It's a modern context protocol that is becoming the most important part of any AI agent. And this is something that everyone, it was created by, and then I've forgotten now, but that is what's going to be the basis of what I'm trying to build and what you should try to build. The equivalent to just a combine in an auditing sense, to take, following this metaphor, is that you're declaring that I am a auditor, and you're doing a user prompt where you say something like, "Hey, review accounts receivable for compliance." Um, it knows that it needs to grab data from the client ledger, and it's got some resources that are the accounting rules and principles, and previous audits that it can draw from. And then once it does and churns and looks at this combination of information, it comes out with a response, which is yes, no, it is compliant or it is not compliant, and then with reasons or suggestions on how to fix it. So how do we build this AI agent? Now, there are a lot of moving parts to AI agents. So what you'll hear now are AI agent building platforms. Um, I'm a Microsoft professional, so I am using Copilot Studio. I intend to try my first audit AI agent by using Copilot Studio. And if I get more advanced, there's another capability on the Microsoft platform called Azure AI Foundry, which allows you to do programming um, and select different large language models. So the other thing is that you need to kind of pick your architectural selection. There's a lot of now people coming out with how do you build architecturally your agent. Are you going to do it as a single agent, or are you going to orchestrate agents together? Kind of like what I said earlier about the driver's seat could be you putting in the prompts, or it could be another AI agent that has passed prompts off to another agent, so forth and so on. Um, in my first audit AI agent, I will go ahead and just do a single AI agent, making it very simple. Then MCP, I mentioned before, is that combined of resources, tools, and so you put it together, suited for purpose. And so, for example, I need to know when to pull the client data versus when to pull data related to accounting rules and principles. The AI agent needs to know from which source to pull based on the prompt it is given, and MCP can help you along the way. So you need to be suited for purpose. This is probably the most complex thing that I'll attempt to do in the building the audit AI agent. And as soon as I get my, happy path, first attempt at creating an MCP agent, getting good results, and I'll get more complicated and growing it out. Number 4 is really the large language model, which you've heard so much about. This is what is used in order to determine the next probable use of language when you are creating a response. The Microsoft platform Copilot automatically sets you up with OpenAI, as does your other Copilot applications. And this is what I'll just use as a preliminary base. But in the future, I could grow it into an LLM suited for purpose. For example, there is Harvey in the law industry, an LLM that is used for the legal field that's growing in popularity. I don't know of one for the accounting industry, but if there was one on the way, it would be suited for purpose. But from now, for my first audit AI agent, I'm going to simply start with OpenAI as provided by Microsoft. And then number 5, there is RAG. Now, RAG is the ability to vectorize your custom content that isn't public. Now LLM are normally built on public content that are the big public ones are anyway. And that then it doesn't have your private information as a firm. So vectorizing using RAG is of importance so that you can take advantage of what you know in-house. So this rag that I'm going to do here is try to vectorize um, additional audited financial statements. And then I could also try to do it for GAAP and IFRS specifically if it isn't inherent in LLM. Because you could point, what Copilot allows you to do is select what is going to be basically ingested in your model, and you can select the URL. And then lastly, connecting to an ERP system. Now, this is probably where the rubber hits the road for me, because I'm an ERP expert and I need to bring data, mostly reading tables, um, in an AI agent. And MCP allows you to connect. There's a lot of different ways of building these out. Right now, they're pretty in their nascent form. Microsoft, for example, just came out with its MCP for DevOps. So you can see that Microsoft is building these connectors out, but there isn't one that I'm aware of currently for Business Central, except for you can attempt to use Zapier, which is what I'm going to do. Zapier is a not a Microsoft, but a different company that does connectors to databases, and has a number of them, including one for Business Central, which I can pull into my Copilot. Now, once you do that, it's going to be using the standard APIs, and my systems and my clients, for the most part, have customizations. We call them extensions in Business Central, and I will be enhancing the APIs at a later stage, so it can pull in these custom fields and so forth. So anyway, wish me luck. These are the basic tenets of AI agent that I'll be using to do my first attempt at an audit AI agent. And yeah, thank you for listening. If you're also trying to build out your first audit AI agent, I'd love to hear from you. I think we're on the same journey to try to really create some powerful capabilities for our clients. Thank you so much.